Welcome to this beautiful, wonderful featured hour that happens every single Tuesday here on the Meet Me app at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So without further ado, let's go to video intro. Shout out to my admin emoji J for that beautiful intro. Thank you. Thank you, emoji. Hello, my loves. I have missed you all so much. I know I have been absent from here for the last few days, and that is because, hence the background. Excuse my background, please. I am in Florida right now visiting family for the holidays, and I'm just really enjoying myself and staying present. But I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome to this featured hour of Own It. Today, we're going to have a wonderful show and we're going to have two amazing guests that I'm so excited to talk to. But before I tell you who the guests are, what can you expect, and all of the above, I want to say a couple of things. Number one, please keep in mind this is a feature show. Thank you, Meet Me, for allowing me to have a feature show. I so appreciate it. So stay respectful of absolutely everyone, respectful of the chat, respectful of the guests and everything, okay? Truly appreciate that. Secondly, I just want to say thank you for the support beforehand. Thank you for the gifts, for the hearts, for the favorites. I see you all. I have my comments on. I see them all. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. I see you. Because I am going to have conversations with my guests, I unfortunately cannot acknowledge every single one of you at the moment that I see your comments, but I do want to let you know that I am going to be giving shout outs to my biggest supporters of the stream towards the middle and end of the show, and a big surprise, okay? I have been doing this for the last couple of weeks and it has gone amazing. So as long as it goes great, I will continue to do it just as a thank you and an appreciation towards you for supporting the show. Whoever is my biggest supporter today gets to be my bouncer for a week. So from today till next Tuesday, and that's how I'm going to say thank you to you. If by any chance you're a big supporter and you are already a bouncer, then it's going to go down the ladder, okay? So number two, number three, etc. Also, I just want to I want to just say happy holidays. I hope you guys all have had an amazing time with family, friends, whatever you guys have been doing. And if you by any chance feel lonely, well, welcome to Own It. This is why this show is here, because I want it to be a safe space for you to feel like you have somewhere safe to go and connect and listen to stories. And if you cannot relate to mine, that is okay, because I'm sure that you're going to be able to relate to my two other guests. That's why I have guests on the show. So, what can you expect on the show today? And if you're just tuning in, welcome to Own It. This is that Cuban girl, me. I am that Cuban girl. And you're probably wondering, who is this girl and what is this show about? I'm reading at the comments. I know you're wondering, who is this girl? What's this show about? Well, I am Cecily. I go by that Cuban girl. And if you want to know a little bit more about me, feel free to follow me on Instagram and connect with me, okay? Because when I'm not here, I am there for sure. So I am a model, I am a ring girl, I am a former Miss Cuba, I am a TV host. I do have an episode on a TV show on PBS that's coming out next year in 2023. I will definitely be letting you know when. So I have tons of experience when it comes to the entertainment industry. I have walked a lot of runway shows. And my goal with Own It is to bring this experience that I've acquired in the last 10 years to the online world, to you guys. So whether you're a streamer or an audience member and you just want to connect, my whole intention with the show is to bring you everything I know, give you tips, tools, have conversations with guests who also have beautiful stories and you can connect with them. And then you can become the best version of yourself. So can I, right? Because together is how we do this thing. So, for Own It is all about owning who you are, owning the beauty of your being, owning what you do right, what you do wrong, but owning it and being able to use that to become the best version of yourself. So here at Own It, I teach you how to become a better host, how to become a better social media influencer, and, all those things. I give you tips and tricks. But the last couple of weeks, I have been going really deep. Okay, the topics, because every Tuesday we do have a very specific topic on the show. So the last few weeks, I have been going like really deeply inside of who we are, because I do believe that before we're able to become a better host, a better to brand ourselves better, before we're able to do all those things, we truly need to work on ourselves from the inside out. And I know that probably sounds like so corny or whatever, but it is true. I wish I knew what I know now 10 years ago when I was really young and I started in the entertainment industry, because it would have saved me a lot of headaches and a lot of steps, right? So this is why I want to bring you guys knowledge from the inside out. But what can you expect in today's show? Okay, so in today's show, you can expect 2 amazing interviews with 2 streamers here on the Meet Me app. And also you can expect the quote of the day, the tip of the day. You can expect a shout out to my top supporters. And then at the very end of the show, make sure that you stick around to the very end of the show, because I am going to be telling you what is going to be the topic of next week's episode. Okay, so these last few weeks we have been going inside. Okay, we've been doing all the work and talking about all the things that we need to do in order to become that person from the inside out. Next week, this is just a little hint, I am going to be giving you actual tangible tips on something. So you have to stick around to know what that topic is going to be all about. Okay, before I welcome my first guest of the evening, hello. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Own It with That Cuban Girl. Welcome to your featured hour exclusively on the Meet Me app. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, you have a date with me here on the Meet Me app. So what is Own It all about? Own It is the show where I share what I know about the entertainment industry with you. I give you tips, tricks, and everything you need to know to become a better host, to brand yourself better, to market yourself better, and ultimately to become the version of yourself by truly owning who you are. Okay? So thank you and welcome my CEO. First and foremost, let me ask my 2 guests of the day to please request the box. Thank you for the favorite. Thank you for the hearts. Please, my beautiful guests, request the box. Okay, so my first guest of the evening, I'm really excited to have him on the show, because before my show was featured, he was episode 2 of Own It. So he lent me his time, his energy. We had an amazing conversation. He's very loved by everyone in the Meet Me app. Everybody knows who he is because he has such a sweet heart, and he actually shares from the inside out everything he's been through, his struggles and his beautiful story. So without further ado, please welcome Charlie.
Hello, everybody. What's up? How's everyone doing?
Hi, Charlie. I am doing amazing. How are you today?
I'm doing good. It's been a lot. It's been rainy here just this week, so the mood's like, oh my gosh, are we ever going to see the sun again?
Oh my God, I'm kind of jealous because I'm in Miami right now with my family, and it was actually pretty decent weather yesterday, and then today I woke up and it's humid and hot again, and I'm like, oh no. How are you doing, Charlie? I'm so excited to have you on the show. Thank you so much for being here again. I did promise you I was going to have you back when the show was featured, so I'm so glad we're able to do this.
Me too. I'm super glad to be here, and I'm doing good today. It's been a busy day. I had work, and then I've just been hanging out, getting ready for this show. I've been excited for it.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Everybody, I want to give you a reminder. Please go favorite Charlie, favorite my guests, give them love as well, because this is not so much about me. It's about them and who they are and what they bring to the table on the app, okay? So, Charlie, I already know a little bit of your story, but I would like for everybody who's connected right now, tell them who you are and a little bit of the story that you share.
Yeah, hi everybody. My name is Charlie on here, but you can just call me Charlie. I actually have a disability called Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and I use streaming, and social media as a way of sharing my story living with a neuromuscular disease because it can be really troubling just getting through life, right? And so I want to tell people that even if you have a disability, even if you don't have a disability, you can get through anything that you put your mind to. And it's been hard living with a disability. Sometimes the world looks at you differently than anyone else. So it's a really big topic that I'm really strong about. And I'm also an MDA ambassador, which is the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Is And that's how we raise money for different research, different equipment, different things like that for people within the neuromuscular community.
So for all of us who don't really know and we're not familiar with the disability and what it means, I would like to dive a little bit deeper about like what that really means to you and like in which ways you would say that has limited you in the past.
Yeah, so growing up, I was able to walk like anyone else. If you don't know what Duchenne muscular dystrophy is, it's a muscle wasting disease. So as I get older, instead of my muscles becoming stronger, my muscles end up becoming weaker. So in high school, my freshman year is when I stopped walking. And then I was really involved with the football team and with the football coaches. That's really helped me get through school, get through high school. And then after high school, I was lost. I didn't know where I belonged. And then I realized that sharing my story can be inspiring to people. And it's something that I feel like I was destined to do, is share my story. And I love sharing my story with people. It's been amazing, all the support I get from people from all over the world. I got a message yesterday, actually, someone from they have the same disability as me. Actually, their mom reached out to me, but their son has the same disability as me. And she said how inspiring that I was, and that she showed her son a video of me, and he's like, oh, he's like me, like, in a way. So it's cool seeing the younger kids looking up to me as being their role model. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I 100%. And I say it here all the time. That's the beauty about putting ourselves in a position to have a platform. Even if you, quote unquote, don't think you have a lot of people watching you, trust me, even if you can impact 10 people, 20 people, those are 10 or 20 people, or even five or two that you're really impacting. And people that, a lot of times people feel like they cannot relate to others. And if they cannot relate to you, then people go into comparisons or even depression sometimes. So this show, by the way, we're not clinical, we're not doctors or anything. This is just our opinions based on the experiences that we've been through, right? But I
Mm.
love that you share that because you're totally right, and you're doing something very beautiful. You're breaking every stereotype of what an influencer or what a streamer should be like, because it's easy for people to look at me and be like, oh yeah, of course she's a streamer, but you're like breaking all the molds and stereotypes, and I love that about you and that you share your story.
Thank you. Yeah, it keeps me going every day. I even trying to build my own brand called Keep Charlie Moving because it's literally, and because every day what I do is what keeps me moving. So that is it. I love that.
I love that too. And hello, everybody. Welcome. If you're just tuning in right now, welcome to Own It with That Cuban Girl, aka me. I am that Cuban girl. And this is your feature show that happens only here on the Meet Me app every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. In Own It, you can expect good vibes, inspiration, and also me as a former Miss Cuba model ring girl. I can give you tips on how to become the best version of yourself, how to better market and brand yourself. And most importantly, I talk to two guests every single show. And if you cannot relate to me, you can definitely relate to them because we're all very different. And the intention of this show is for you to own truly who you are. So Charlie, and in your journey as a streamer, right? Like, how did that start for you? When did you decide, oh, this is something I would like to do?
So I really got into it about 2 years ago. First I downloaded the app one day, and it was like I was bored one day, and I was like, "What's this?" And then I downloaded it, and I was like, "I don't like this thing," so I uninstalled it. And then one day, I I tried school, and some things happened in my life that I wasn't able to continue going to school. And then I was like, so what am I gonna do now? And so then I was going again. And I was like, what is? I remember this app, and I downloaded Meet Me Again. And then I decided when I first joined, I started going in date boxes, talking to people, and people were like, "Are you old enough to be on here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm old enough to be on here." And then I went in the right guest box one day, and this person, they became one of my best friends, and I talked to them like almost every single day. And then they helped me get started, and they brought the whole app together, and we hit my millie, and that was really cool because I needed batteries for my wheelchair. And then from there, one day I was like, "Hey guys, I want to start my own show on here." And they're like, "A show?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, what's the show going to be about?" And I said, well, the disability community, I feel like it's something that people, their voices need to be heard. And then they loved the idea, and I came up with the idea, and we put it together. And then from there, I realized that yeah, it's more than having a show. Then I was like, I got into streaming, and then I streamed every single day, and people started coming in. And then and now you know it. I'm growing and every day, and people are amazing through my journey of being a live streamer.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of you. But you and I have shared DMs here and there, and like I was so proud of you. You recently hit a goal, and we were talking about how like you would like to go for top batch and all of this. So please, you guys, all of you guys who are watching right now, give Charlie a favorite and make sure that you check out his streams and all the things he has going on because he has a beautiful soul. I love the fact that you started streaming and you have your show. And when as a streamer with a disability, I'm sure that you touch a lot of people, you impact a lot of people. What has been like one of the things at the top of your head that you've heard people say to you that you have helped them with the most?
Someone said that they were having like a really bad day, right? They lost someone really close to them. And they're like, I need to come in your stream, and I needed to see your smile. And that really touched me, like touched my heart. and I was like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't realize how much that I inspired someone. And then so there's different moments like that, and other creator or streamers on the app that have disabilities. They came to me and they're like, Charlie, how'd you do this and that? And I'm like, you know what? There's gonna be trolls, there's gonna be people that are mean, but at the end of the day, if this is something you want to do, you gotta ignore those people, and we can make that difference for the disability community, one streamer at a time, and I do it one stream at a time. It's awesome seeing all these creators come together.
That. Yeah, no, I love that so much. You guys, if you're just tuning in right now, welcome to Own It with that Cuban girl. Thank you so much for being here in this beautiful hour that I get to share with all of you guys. I am so genuinely happy every Tuesday when I get to do the show. I don't have to do the show, I get to do the show. And that is such an amazing thing. I truly love connecting with all of you. I see all of you. I see the comments, the hearts, the gives, just the love, right? Even if you only favor me, that's already showing love and support. Thank you, and welcome to Own It. In Own It, we talk about a lot of different things. We inspire, we talk about our life struggles, and the point and the intention of my show is to help you become the best version of yourself by owning who you truly are and what makes you unique and different. I totally forgot, you guys, please excuse me. I forgot to mention what the topic of the show is today. So today's topic of the show, only 23 minutes late, it's okay. It's how to step back in order to move forward. And I mentioned at the beginning of the show how the last few weeks on the show have been all about going within and helping everybody, all of us. I had a very emotional show last week, and I was vulnerable, and I share with you guys. And that's the beauty of what we do as streamers. But in order for you to become a better online personality or better at absolutely anything you do, even if you're a business owner, a mom, whatever, you have to be okay internally before you can be okay externally. So today we're going to be talking about how to step back in order to move forward in life, right? With our goals and everything. And then next week, stick around because, I'm going to be giving you very shortly the quote of the day, the tip of the day. I'm going to be giving shout outs, making someone a bouncer for the entire week. And what else? What else am I doing? Oh, and I'm going to be giving you the topic of next week's show. So don't go anywhere. So, Charlie, with that said, how to step back in order to move forward. Have you ever been in a situation that you would like to share as a streamer where you have had to step back in any shape or form in order to continue moving forward with everything you're doing?
Yeah, so sometimes you need a mental break, right? Your head, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna get there like that person, right? That person is better than me, that person, there's so many different things that go through your head being a streamer, right? You try to be the same of everyone else. And then that really gets to you mentally. And then I took a 3 month break and I came back with a whole different mindset, a mindset of I'm going to be who I want to be. I'm going to stay in my own lane is what I like to say, because if my lane has different obstacles, different things that I have to go around, but someone else's lane is so different than mine, right? They might not have the same obstacle. Some people might not even have really big obstacles. But that is so I came back in with that mindset, and I've been pushing myself. I'm like, guys, you know what? I'm doing this because I love it. And also I feel like sometimes some days I'm like, you know what? Someone might need me today. So I get on and I know that will make someone smile. That is my goal every single day.
I absolutely love that. I feel the same way about my show as well. Like, even because there are, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I'm like, okay, I have to do the show, but then I remind myself I am helping someone. I am sharing stories with somebody whom I needed, and I love that we get to do this. Like I said, so thank you for sharing that, Charlie. Please plug in your show, anything you want to say. I would love to bring you back in a little bit if you are available at the very end of the show. But if you want to plug in your show or anything, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, so guys, I have a featured show in the app called You've Got a Friend with Charm Charlie, and we talk about overcoming adversity and life challenges. So I have two guests come in every week, and we learn about different challenges that they've been through in their lives, and some people how they overcame that challenge, but some people still face that challenge today, and we just talk about how they get through it. And it is, I've had some amazing guests on there. I've learned so many awesome stories of people, different challenges, and it shows you that you're not going through it alone. And this happens every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm always looking for people to be a guest. So if you want to come on and share your story with me, come on, just send me a message, and I will definitely talk to you about it.
Charlie, I would love to be your guest as well, so let's work that out.
Yeah, definitely. I will. You know, the New Year's coming up, so I'm gonna be looking for a lot of guests. You know, making things happen. And live, like I see someone said in the comment that I'm a good speaker. Live streaming has helped me do that because I realized that you have to be a good talker to get people's attention, right? To stay in your stream.
100%. And I love that somebody else said, I'm going to scroll up real quick in the comments. Um, Brendan said, whether it's a mental disability, physical disability, or an emotional disability, with even the support of one single person, you can get through it. And I love that he said that. Thank you, Brendan, because it's very, very true. At least with one person that either listens, sometimes you don't have to have the best advice, but if you're able to listen to somebody, you're already helping them get through something, you know?
Exactly, and that's awesome. I like that too.
Well, thank you so much, Charlie, for being here. And again, I so appreciate you and your energy and your beautiful smile. I would love to have you back at the end of the show with my second guest so we can share final thoughts if that's okay with you. But for now, thank you
I'll
so
be here. I'll be
much.
listening to Bethany next.
All
Thank,
right, sounds
thank you so
good.
much.
You're welcome. All right, my loves, welcome. If you are just tuning in, welcome to Own It. Welcome to this beautiful little sniper, beautiful featured hour that happens here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on the Meet Me app. So, what is Own It about? Where Own It is the show where I bring to you my experience in the entertainment industry, my experience as a model, ring girl, TV host, former Miss Cuba. I bring it to you. I give you tips. I help you become a better, I help you brand yourself better, become a better host, market yourself better, but most importantly, become the best version of yourself by owning, truly owning who you are. And if you cannot relate to me, that's okay because I have two wonderful guests every single Tuesday that you can most likely relate to because we all have different stories. So, welcome if you're just tuning in. I appreciate you being here so much. We just finished talking to Charm Charlie, who is here. Please make sure you go and you show him love, you favorite him, and we'll help him be top badge because I know he wants to do that a lot. And couple of reminders, please stick around to the very end of the show because we still have the quote of the day, the tip of the day, my second guest, Bethany, who is amazing. And then I'm going to be shouting out the tops, blank, the top supporters of the stream, and somebody's going to become my bouncer for the week. If you are the top supporter of the stream, you will become my bouncer for the week. And what else? And then announcements. I'm going to be telling you what the topic of next week's show is going to be all about, like I mentioned before. These last couple of weeks have been all about going inside and truly owning who you are by going inside. But next week, we're actually going to be talking about tangible tips about something. So stick around so you know what that's all about, okay? Without further ado, also, thank you so much for being here. I see you all. I see all the comments. I see the hearts, the support. I appreciate you all, okay? So, because the topic of today's show is how to step back in order to move forward. Um, firstly, let me explain to you why I chose that topic for the day. Okay. Number one, I believe that we all go through stages. It doesn't matter who we are or what we do. We all go through stages in our lives where we sometimes have to really step back to the point where we might feel like, oh my gosh, I am not advancing. I just I just went back 3 steps. Now, what am I going to do? We might feel confused. We've all been there. And last week, I had a very emotional and vulnerable show where, like, I kind of opened up to you guys about stuff that I was going through. And if you stayed after the show as well in my regular stream, I talked about it a little bit more. And for me, when you start healing and you start being okay from the inside out, it makes a huge difference in everything you do professionally or any goal that you're trying to achieve. Okay, so this is something that I've had to do. I only share topics on here based on things I have personally experienced, because this show is all about sharing our experiences together so we can all leave, walk out after this hour and feeling more uplifted, feeling more inspired, and with more tools, like tangible tools that we can use in our lives to continue to move forward in whatever we're doing, right? This online community and online streaming is all about connection. The reason you're here on this show, the reason people go to your streams if you're a streamer, and if you're not a streamer, the reason that you sit in someone's stream and you like them is because you feel like you can connect with them, because you're, as human beings, we all seek connection, meaning we want to feel heard, want to feel important, we want to feel validated, and a lot of people don't have that in their lives. So with that said, the quote of the day today is, moving forward sometimes requires you to take a step back. And that kind of bleeds into my tip of the day, which I'm going to give you a little preview of it, right? Becoming aware, that's the first tip. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Okay. But becoming aware, awareness of what we're going through is the most important thing. If we have a situation or a problem or something we're trying to deal with, and we feel like we need to step back from that, the only reason we're feeling that way is because we truly feel, we truly are being aware and acknowledging that, hey, something's going on, something's off. I really need to step back. And like, that's something that me personally, I am doing right now. Like, I'm with family, I'm regrouping. Sometimes you have to do that, right? So in order sometimes to move forward, moving forward requires you to take a step back. So without further ado, I'm going to be welcoming my second guest. But firstly, if you are just tuning in, I see you all. Hello, Krabby. Welcome to Own It. Welcome to this featured hour every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time with me, aka that Cuban girl. And what we do in Own It is I share with you my experience in entertainment by giving you tips, helping you become a better host, market yourself better, brand yourself better, but most importantly, become the best version of yourself by owning who you are truly in the inside, and how you can capitalize on that and show up in a very unique way, right? That is the intention of the show. So without further ado, I'm going to be welcoming my second guest to the show. I met her last week. She showed up randomly. I don't believe in coincidences, but she showed up randomly on my show last Tuesday. She was a huge supporter. She was the winner of being a bouncer for the week. And she's just really great vibes. I got the chance to speaking with her in one of my streams off of the feature, and she was so lovely and sweet. And she is a mom. She considers herself to be a nomad, and I love that about her. So without further ado, please, Bethany, request the box. There we go. Welcome to the show, Bethany.
Hi. Thank you for having me. You're right. We met last week and it was not an accident. Everything happens for a reason.
I totally agree. I loved your energy. I loved how much support you were showing on the show. And even talking to you afterwards was a delight. So I'm really, really grateful that you wanted to be a guest. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely. And Charlie, I definitely want to be on your show as well. When I came back to the app after taking a break, I somehow just seemed to find all of these spectacular shows. The positivity is beautiful Meet Me, keep it going, because originally it was just kind of fun stuff and people singing, but this is where it's at. This is what this app needed. Shows like yours.
Oh, thank you, Bethany. I love that. You know, it's interesting that you say that because I've only been on Meet Me for about 6, 7 months, so I have no idea what it was like before. But I'm very glad to be a part of it now because I see what you're saying. I see a lot of shows that are positive and inspiring, and people need more of that.
Hmm. They're all fun, but there are just some of the shows are just focused towards talent. And I thought, well, is this a talent site, or is this, what is this really about? What is this? And this, I think, has what really has homed it in, and it's kept me here. I don't know about other people, but it's definitely kept me here.
I love that. I love that. Thank you guys. I see all the support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you go and favorite Bethany, please. She's amazing. You're gonna love her if you follow her and talk to her and all of that. Um, so Bethany, so how long have you been streaming?
So I started streaming September 2020. It was an accident, kind of like the rest of the world. I did not know what it was. I saw some guy doing his laundry on here, and I was just like, what is happening? And I was hooked immediately because it was intriguing. It's just like, it's live, unedited TV. That's what it is. And I was on POF, and so I switched over to Meet Me because I was trying to figure out what was going on. But I am not this type of person. This has never been my personality or my AO. I would have never seen myself doing anything like this ever. I don't. I do public speaking, but it's for work, you know. So to sit here and talk personally with people, it was strange, but it's amazing. I mean, I've met and communicated with more people on this app on a personal level than I have with people in my real life in more than a decade. And that's just in a few years. So I actually met someone on the app. I was dating someone, they moved in with me. It didn't work out, but that was my first real break from the app. I started in September 2020, and then I came back late 2021, around the fall, and I've pretty much been back since then. But just like Charlie was saying, you have to know the difference between your live and your life. You got to take breaks. That's in my profile. Know the difference between your live and your life. Um, there is a difference, and sometimes you just need that. And your goals and what you speak about on your show, spectacular, because it's everything that I need right now. I'm working on, and Meet Me has done this. I will give Meet Me credit. Meet Me has given me the confidence, the self-respect. It has taught me a lot. It's taught me how to come out of my shell. I'm working on YouTube now. I'm working on a website. I'm working on branding. I'm working on, you name it, I'm working on it right now. There's so much to come, and I don't consider myself a nomad yet, but it's in my plan. I have spreadsheets, and I'm going to go do the street life. I'm going to leave my home when my daughter leaves, and I'm going to be on the road, and I'm going to meet me people all over the world. It is an actual thing. It's happening.
I love that. Hey, I'm only repeating what you told me.
You know, it's accountability. You first have to take a step. And my step has been, okay, I've been thinking about this. I've been planning this behind the scenes, but let me just go ahead and tell people. And it really has made it go forward. There's still people that don't know about my streaming in my life. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but some people, it takes them a long time to tell their families or friends. Like, my Facebook is separate. It's all going to come together. And that is owning it. That is really owning it. If you ask me, that's really owning it.
1000%. I love that you say that because when I started streaming, I was already at a point where like I had done enough work on myself to really not care what other people think about the things that I'm doing in my personal life that I share, right? Like streaming, or like it truly started in 2020 when I started working with a beauty and wellness company online, and I obviously the only way to share the products was to share online. And me coming from like a modeling entertainment background where like that's all I've done for the past 9-10 years, I'm not gonna lie, I was very ashamed, you guys, of becoming this like sales girl now, right? So when I decided to have my own online business, I was really, really ashamed of it because I was like, what are people gonna think about me? Like, are they gonna think I'm a failure because I'm not, like, now things have changed? But you have to really own it, like you said, not care, and just do what makes you happy.
Yep. You're always going to be criticized, and there's always going to be someone that's going to say something. And Meepy's taught that. I mean, there are people that have been in my streams that have seen me get upset with some of the comments that people say, and you really have to just it took a long time for me to realize, you know what, it doesn't does it matter? Yes, it matters, but it only matters if you think it does. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter, right? So you have to be yourself. And let's just face it, if you're on here for more than an hour, you can't really fake it. What you see is what you get. So embrace yourself. It's weird looking at yourself, but do it, because it's helped me find out who I am, and it's bringing me to become the person that I think I'm supposed to be. And some of the things that you've done in your career, I mean, that's amazing. And those are things that I thought, well, you know what, I can never do that. That I really feel like I can do now.
You can.
It's huge. I'm even gonna do a show on here. There's just so many things that are happening that I never thought were even a thing for me. So it's
Yeah, I love that. And a quick pause, you guys, if you're just tuning in right now, this is Own It. This is Own It with that Cuban girl. This is your favorite feature show that happens every Tuesday here at Meet Me at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And here in Own It, what we do, my intention with the show is to help you and share with you tips that I have learned by being in the entertainment industry. I am a new streamer. I've only been streaming for about 6 months, but my experience out there, I want to bring here by giving you tips on how to become a better host, market yourself better, but ultimately becoming the best version of yourself by truly owning who you are. Because in my entire journey being in entertainment and doing pageants and all that stuff, I realized that for a long time I was not owning who I am. I was kind of neglecting who I truly was. I was pretending to want to be somebody different because that was the norm in entertainment, especially when I first started, because I started before diversity was a thing. So I would try to be something that I was not in order to fit in. And now the beauty of what we do online and the online world is that we can truly actually be ourselves. So with that said, please stick to the very end of the show because I'm going to be giving you the tip of the day. I'm going to be bringing back both my guests for final thoughts. I'm going to be giving a shout out to the top supporter of the show and making them bouncer as a thank you for being on the show. And then two more announcements. One is something I'm gonna be doing in a couple of days, and the second one is gonna be next week's topic for the show. Okay, hopefully I remember all of it. But Bethany, I love that you're here on the show and I love everything that you have shared. And I just want to ask you, regarding the topic of the show today, which is how to step back in order to move forward. Has there been a time in your life that you can share with us where you have felt that you have needed to reevaluate who you are, your goals, etc., take a step back and then moved forward with something?
absolutely. I think if you haven't had a time in your life when you feel that way, I don't know if you would be human. Um, I've had several. If I have to hone in on one, I was thinking about it when you asked Charlie about that. I think the big ones for me um, have to be the big ones: divorce, having children, divorce. Um, but the biggest one I think has been making the conscious decision and following through with it to be single on my own and to focus 100% on myself. I don't think I've ever done that. I'm going to be 40 next year, and I don't think I've ever done that. I was in the military very young. I had children very young. I was married very young, and I've had a beautiful life, and with all kinds of roller coasters, obviously. But that's why I'm choosing this nomad lifestyle, because I think it's important to, for me, I know what my struggles are. Nobody else knows that, and I know that I struggle with organization big time. Everybody knows me as the spreadsheet queen because I do spreadsheets for everything, but I really, really struggle with organization and making a huge plan in my life and choosing to be single and go on this adventure for a year by myself with my dog in my vehicle, living out of my vehicle. That's large scale, but it's something that I am really invested in, and it's for the right reasons. It is me stepping back and trying to figure out what exactly my life is all about. I feel like I'm 20 in my head, but we'll see.
I think we all feel like we're 20 in our head, which is really interesting because I do too, But what you're saying, it's something that I've actually had to go through as well. I went through it last year where I really had to, had a really bad breakup, and there was cheating involved and a whole bunch of different things. And I really had to I had to move out, and I was at a point where like I didn't have anything. And like I'm being vulnerable and open with you guys because I don't want you guys to look at me and be like, oh, she's beautiful, she's perfect. Like, no, I've gone through a lot of things too. Like, I literally looked at myself, and that was the lowest of the lowest, where I had nothing. It was right after the pandemic, and there was no work, no castings, and I had moved out of my apartment. I saw myself in a situation where I didn't have anywhere to go. I was sleeping on my friend's couch. I didn't have my car because I had given it away through the pandemic, right? And it was just a lot of big life changes. And I think that for me, I'm going to share with you guys, that was the moment where I had to really step back and think about, who am I? What is it that I truly want to do? What's my passion? What am I being called to do truthfully? Like, not, oh, I'm in entertainment and I wanted to be an actor for a long time. And then I realized acting's not my passion. Like, this is my passion. This is my passion. It's not acting. I don't live and die to become another, like a character. And respect for actors, I did it for a long time, but like, it's not my thing. So a lot of times you have to really step back and become aware, and really ask yourself those tough questions. And for me, it was life changing.
Definitely. Well, you just like you were talking about earlier, and the things that I tell people, you never know what somebody's going through. Um, you're stunning. You're beautiful. People come in and say that because you are, but who you are has nothing to do with what you look like. And we're all human, and you can't really find yourself unless you follow that gut. And I've been working for the government for 15 years, and I've been in the military, and I thought I knew what I wanted to do in life, and now I'm just kind of riding along. And there are so many people who don't have a choice in what's happening, that I feel like it's important to make a conscious decision like this. This is what my gut's telling me. It might seem weird to somebody else, but this is what I feel like I need to do, and nothing else matters. And when you really hone in on that and make the decision to do something, you get excited about it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But I think Meet Me. I mean, I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned more about myself in the past few years from this app of all things than I have in a lot of other ways. And I really appreciate that. And I want to embrace it even more. I mean, I've got a whole map, so I'll have to, if you come in, you'll see all that. But yeah, it's fun. It's real. It's only what you make it. Make Meet Me great again. It's great now. Just pay attention. Just look around. I mean, people are amazing. You just have to pay attention. And at the end of the day, we're all human, and we're all here for the same reason, and that's to interact with other people. We're here to interact with people. So find what your spark is and go for it. I am doing some things to mold my life so that I'm not just going to quit my job. But I might. You never know. Everything happens for a reason, and what's meant to be will always be. Just pay attention. And be you. Be your authentic you.
100%. Thank you so much, Bethany. You guys, if you're just tuning in right now, we are reaching the end of the show, but not yet. We still have a few more minutes to go, a few more conversations to share with my beautiful guests, a few more tips, and a few more announcements. So make sure that you stick around to the very end of the hour, okay? This is Own It, your feature show that happens here on the Meet Me App every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time with me, aka that Cuban girl. And in Own It, I share my experience in entertainment with you. I give you tips. I help you become a better host, market yourself better, and most importantly, become the best version of yourself by owning who you are. Couple of things. I am going to be giving you guys a shout out to the top 10 gifters, supporters of the stream, and whoever's my top one gets to be my bouncer for a week. Bethany was my bouncer. She won it last week because she was so amazing and supportive, and I just really appreciate you. So please stick around. Bethany, any final thoughts before I let you go, before I bring you back?
So Nemo just said something, so I'll just go ahead and show you this. I always talk about being your authentic self, but I also pee stream sometimes. See?
Oh boy. Wow.
Because it's fun, guys. It's fun. It's fun. Have fun.
That's amazing. How do you do that?
It's magic.
Wow. One thing about me, I am not technologically smart. I would just say that. Like, I see streamers and shows on here, like Krabby's one of them that has like amazing graphics, and I'm just like, yo, that's never gonna be me. I'm gonna try to make the show better.
Know. Own it.
That's true. But it's like
I can help you with it. How about that? I want you to commit to owning a character. I will introduce you, and then you can at least do one stream with the character. How about that?
All right, that sounds great. I will. I'll commit to it.
All right. Yes. Do you want me to leave and then come back? How do we do this now?
Yeah. I'll ask you back in the box for a minute. But guys, make sure you go favorite Bethany, okay? She's gonna be back in like 2 minutes, okay? So you guys, welcome to Own It. Welcome to Own It, this feature hour every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time with me, that Cuban girl. If you see me moving the phone, I apologize. I'm trying to, my charger's not long enough, but don't worry, the phone is not going to die. I promise you. Thank you so much for the gifts, for the support, for the hearts, for the favorites, not just for me, but for my guests as well. I'm so appreciative that you guys are here, that you have tuned in. We've had so many people tune in. I'm so grateful for that. Every single time you share your energy with us during the show truly helps the show. I see all the comments. Nemo, I see you. Thank you guys for being here. If you would like to be a guest on my show, please contact Emoji J, who is going to send a comment shortly on here. You can contact him and he can add you as a guest on the show, okay? So we are reaching the end of the show today, but we're not done yet. So before we go, I'm going to be sharing the tip of the day. And I'm going to be, right now, before I do that, I'm going to be giving shout outs to the top 10 supporters of the show. Every little bit helps, every heart helps, every favorite helps. So I just want to shout you out. Whoever's my number one gifter at the very, very end of the show gets to be my bouncer for a week. Okay, so let me see. In number 10, we have Mr. Solo. Hello, Mr. Solo. Thank you for being here. Number 9, Krabby. Please make sure you favorite Krabby. He has an amazing show. I was one of his guests not too long ago and I had a blast. Number 8, Little Brandy. Thank you, Little Brandy. Number 7, Edward. Number 6, Culinary. Thank you, Cooley. He's always here supporting the show. I appreciate you. Number 5, Little Swiper. Number 4, Find Me Nemo. Thank you, Nemo. He's been my guest on the show twice. He's amazing. Please make sure you favorite him. Number 3, who's that? Emoji J. Number 2, Just Roar. And number 1, Marcus. I love it because Marcus he was trying to be my bouncer for a long time. Oh, he's already my bouncer. Okay, I forgot I made you bouncer. You're right. You're right. You're right. Anyways, Marcus is my number one so far. So thank you, Marcus. But if somebody is already a bouncer, I'll just go down the ladder and make the next person a bouncer. It's okay, and we will try that. Oh my God! Thank you. Thank you guys for always being here with me. I really appreciate you. So the tip of the day right now, I already gave you the first one. Thank you so much for the support. The first one was awareness, right? The topic of the day is how to step back in order to move forward. And the first step is awareness. We have to become aware of where we are in life, who we are, all of these things. We have to ask ourselves tough questions. Becoming aware is a huge thing of like stepping back, right? Because all stepping back means you are taking time to reflect. You're taking time to really figure out what you need to do next, right? So a lot of people feel like taking a step back sometimes push is a negative thing, and I see it as a positive thing. T-Max said self-examination 100%. So firstly is going to be awareness. Number two, reflection. Okay, you have to reflect on your life, reflect on the steps you're taking, reflect on the people in your life, just everything. Number three is recharge. Find ways to recharge. For me, recharging is something I'm doing right now. I'm spending time with my family in Florida, and that has been super recharging for me. The family love. For other people, it also means spending time in nature. I do that too. I'm a tree hugger. Okay, like don't be surprised if you see me one day hugging trees. Like that's me. I do that. I love grounding myself and recharging myself in nature. Um, the next one is reconnect with yourself. And Bethany, I love that Bethany talked about this in our conversation, because I know a lot of people that have gone from relationship to relationship without taking that time to truly be single, to truly just figure themselves out, to truly, advance their goals. And when you do that, there's nothing wrong. There's no right or wrong way to live your life, unless you're hurting others, in my opinion, then that's a problem. But if you're living your life a certain way and you have relationships and you don't take a break, I feel like you're harming yourself, because at one point you need to truly, truly, truly look back and spend time with yourself, reconnect with yourself, figure out what you truly like and love. Because a lot of times when we're in relationships, or even if we're parents, I'm not a parent, but I hear a lot of parents talk about, oh, like my kids are my entire life. And of course that's beautiful, but you also need your time for you, right? Like to do things you like for you, and not for your kids, and not for your husband, not for your partner, right? And you have to, after you have created awareness, reflected, recharged, reconnected with yourself, then set a clear goal. Set a clear goal on what you want and take action towards that goal. Okay, so that is my long tip of the day. I thought today's topic was something very needed. Before I go into other topics next week, I am going to, these last few weeks have been all about your inner work and inner things that we need to work on, which is great. That, in my opinion, I wish I knew these things 10 years ago when I started in entertainment. It would have saved me so many headaches, and disappointments. But we're doing it now, right? We're healing, we're working on ourselves now. And then next week, I'm going to be giving you tangible tips I'm going to be letting you know very soon on what, okay? So for all of you guys tuning in, we're almost at the end of the feature hour. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate you being here. This is Own It with That Cuban Girl. Make sure you favorite me before you leave, because this show happens here on the Meet Me app every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. I talk to two beautiful guests every single week. I mean beautiful as they're beautiful people, right? And we share our stories, we share our inspiration, we share what we're about. And if you can't relate to me, at least you can relate to them, and we can all together own who we truly are. So before I have both of my guests back in the box for final thoughts, I do want to give you the announcements before I forget, because I know myself, I'm going to forget. So next week, so yes, today's the 13th. In 3 days, actually, sorry, not next week. In 3 days, I'm going to be part of an auction. It's going to be my second auction here on the app, and it's going to be with Frank the Tank. So I'm going to be part of this auction. If you guys are not familiar with what auctions are, basically that means that somebody bids for you and you get to take their name for a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if it's this one is going to be 3 days or 5 days, something like that, but this is going to be my second auction. It's a little nerve-wracking because my first one I got a bid at the very end of the auction, so I am trying not to have that happen this time. So I would love to invite you all to this auction on the 16th, okay, at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time is when I'm going to be going on the auction, and you're gonna get to change my name from that Cuban girl to whatever you choose for days. Okay, so it should be really fun. And then the other announcement is next week's topic. It's going to be, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, let me flip the page. Excuse me. Next week's topic is how to optimize your social media. Tips on how to optimize your social media. So if you don't know how to handle social media, if you don't know how to grow it, if you don't know how to connect, Hero says, okay, nice, I like that topic. Oh my God, I needed that. I love, love, love that. Yeah, I think it's very important to learn how to optimize your social media. Even if you don't have a lot of followers, what's most important, I guess this is a preview, is your engagement. Okay, so even if you have 100 followers, your engagement is the most important thing. So I'm going to be giving you tips on how to optimize your social media if you're into that. Okay, and gosh, I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Oh yeah, last but not least, the winner of the bouncer for an entire week. Well, Bethany is number one now. Bethany, thank you, but she's already a bouncer. Number two, Marcus is a bouncer. So I guess number three is Just Roar. So Just Roar, are you still here? Because I can only make you a bouncer. You won! Yeah, you won because the first two are already my bouncers. So, and I love that you're somebody that I have seen here in my streams a lot, so I trust you. Congratulations, Just Roar, for being a bouncer for the entire week. So let me make you my bouncer right now. Set as bouncer. Woo woo! Welcome to the bouncer family for that Cuban girl. You're very welcome, my love. All right. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Let me bring two of my guests back in the box. Bethany, are you here?
Boo.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
So
It was
many
a great
things.
show.
Oh, thank you so much. I was trying not to forget anything.
It was so much fun, I forgot.
I think she froze. Is it me or did she freeze?
Am I frozen?
Yeah, she's frozen to me too. Wait, she's not frozen anymore.
Am I good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, your image and your sound are a little delayed, but I can see you now. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being part of my show. I had an amazing time. I hope you guys did too. I loved our conversations. Bethany, has been a pleasure getting to know you. And Charlie, I'm so excited that you were one of the first people to say, yes, I'll be on your show, even when my show wasn't featured. So I really appreciate that. Just thank you for sharing your stories. Please, you guys, this is a last opportunity for you all to go favor my beautiful guests, show them love, go follow them on Instagram, go connect with them, check out their streams, and anything you guys would like to say for closing thoughts. And I want to ask you a question. I want you guys each to give somebody on here an advice about any topic, just an advice that you would like somebody to know on here.
You first, Charlie. You're full of advice.
Would you like me to go first?
Charlie has great
Oh,
advice.
I'm first. So one thing I would say is just be yourself, or don't let anyone tell you any different. You know, just be yourself.
How am I going to
People
follow
are going to try
that?
to bring you down. You know why they're trying to bring you down? Because they're jealous of you. That's why. That's why, okay?
It
They're
doesn't
jealous
matter
of
why, though. But it really
your
doesn't
growth.
matter why. That's the best advice you could give
Exactly.
right
It
there.
doesn't.
Yeah. How do I can't follow that? It is. That's golden. Be true to you. I just want to, I'll piggyback off of it and make it a little bit more. Be true to yourself because that's what really matters. Nobody takes care of number one like number one, right?
Yeah, and for me, something I would like to sorry, my phone's like, you're at 10%, I'm dying. Something that I would love everybody to know is that a lot of times being vulnerable, it's the thing that you need in order to heal something or in order to truly let go of a situation. A lot of times we don't think we need to be vulnerable, or we're ashamed of being vulnerable, and in my opinion that's very needed. Like, be vulnerable, open up, ask your friends for help, ask your parents, whoever, for help, and just talk about what you're going through, because keeping it inside, it doesn't do you any good.
The only way that you can be true or
So with
be
that
yourself
said,
is to be true to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Am I delayed or something?
yeah, 100%, 100%. So you guys finally plug in your shows or anything you have coming up so everybody here knows what you got going on.
All right. So, so on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, I have a featured show called You've Got a Friend with Charm Charlie. And we talk about overcoming adversity and life challenges. And we've learned so many different stories. We've heard so many different challenges people have been through. But at the end of the day, you know you're not going through it alone. That's what my show is all about.
Bethany?
I actually have a lot going on this week. Tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm on Krabby Show. That's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern. And then I have Thursday is at noon with Emerald Empress. An attempt was made. What I'm doing is trying to find all these different shows that I think are spectacular, like this one, and be a part of it. Come outside of my shell. So that's what I'm doing. And I would like to be on your show too, Charlie. You have a great show. And then Friday, I'm in the same auction as you are. Mine's at 9:40 Eastern. That's what I have going on right now. Thank you so much.
I I love that. Let's, before we go, let's take a photo for social media.
Is it over yet?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, it's perfect. I got it.
That's the most awkward
Good. I
thing
was like,
ever. You're like,
uh,
Well,
I'm more into the real stuff.
I
it's
know.
because Bethany's lagging a little bit on my end. So it's
Sorry.
I think she hears me way after, so I was waiting for her. All right, my
Just a
loves.
minute.
Thank you so much for being here, for your time. Thank you, all of you guys who have been watching and who tuned into my show, Own It. I appreciate you all. Please favorite my beautiful guests. And I will see you here next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time so we can all together own who we are. And we're going to be talking about social media. So do not miss it. Thank you. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.